All right, everyone. I'm back for another episode. Now, this time we're talking to Jessica. She is a money coach. Her expertise lies is not only from her experience. Yeah, she's been in your shoes a couple of times before. So, regardless if it was a college experience or now just being full grown woman experience, but she's learned from everything that she had to endure and how to work her money to best benefit her now and the future her. So I'm here with Jessica. We're going to have an awesome time talking about how you also can fix your money mindset, think about the finances that you have, learn from her story, and just in general, guys, get another perspective on simple things you can do to become much more financial savvy than what you already are. So without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to Jessica and hear her story. So, Jessica, we're so excited to have you here and to talk to you. And can you tell everyone who you are, what you do, and just a little bit about you?
Absolutely. And thank you for that lovely intro. That was so nice. I love that. When people introduce you, it's like, damn, I feel special.
Because you are.
But yeah, so I am Jessica. I am from London and I'm a money coach. So that basically means, because not a lot of people know what that is, it just basically means I help you with financial coaching and your money mindset. So financial coaching is basically just a bridge between your financial goals and where you are now. So I'm that person in between that will get you to where you need to go. And so about me, so I've actually been coaching for just under a year now. My anniversary will be in February, but I'm actually an accountant by trade. So I'm actually a US and UK tax accountant, and I am still working my 9 to 5. Not a lot of people know that, but I am doing
I
that
love
whilst
it.
growing my business on the side. So that is me in a nutshell.
And you mentioned that last part about still working your 9 to 5. Me too. And guys, if you cannot let go of your 9 to 5 all the way, it's perfectly okay. It's a blessing in a sense to have a job right now. And if you want to hit a certain money amount before I always suggest at least 6 months of whatever you're making at your 9 to 5, do it excuse me, consistent. You see how long it took to get that out. Do it kind of consistent to get that ideal that yes, I can replace my income. So
Mhm.
don't feel bad if you still are at your 9 to 5. It's perfectly okay. So
Exactly.
I love that. Now, Jessica, how did you even get to this point to be, first of all, able to have the ability to hone in on what your real niche is and to kind of go after that dream while you're working and handle it?
Absolutely. So I don't really have a traditional story as most coaches do. My one starts from when I was in university or college, as you guys say. So when I was in university, my first year, I was studying accounting and finance. That's why I went to university to do. And I was ill my first year. So literally this time, 6 years ago, I was in a hospital bed. Like I literally
Wow.
remember crying in New Year's Eve into the new year. I was like, oh my gosh, like how did I get here? Like what is happening right now? And that led to one thing to another. And the thing that happened next was that my tutor basically said that they'll kick me out of uni because my attendance was low. Obviously, I was in the hospital bed. Of course, I'm not going to attend. So I was like, what? Like, how can you kick me out of uni? And me being me, I'm first generation in this country. My parents are Ghanaian, so they came to this country, the UK that is, and I'm the first generation here. So they have worked so hard to get me to that point.
Mhm.
Do you see what I mean? And I was like, I can't let them down. I have to find a way. So literally, like I thought one day, okay, I'm gonna have to ask them to bring my books. I was in my hospital bed. I had to find a way. And literally that moment
Oh
taught me
my
the
goodness.
resilience, literally, and the discipline that I didn't even know I had within me. Literally, I didn't even know I had that within me. But I actually left with a first class, which is literally the highest grade you can get in university in the UK. So that is what I left university with. But then I said to myself, never again will I ever let anyone put me in that position where I have to choose between doing what I really want to do and not actually being able to do it and being ill. Like I felt so low at that point, but I had no choice but to like just buckle up and just do it. And I said, never again am I going to let someone put me in that position. So when I left university, I put a 5-year limit on my time in corporate world. So as I said, I am an accountant, and I said, no, I'm not going to be here for any more than 5 years. Like I'm going to grow my business and see what I can do. So literally in a couple of months, I will be leaving because of my 5-year limit. So yeah, literally, but it wasn't easy because I'm one of those people that jump from basically business to business. And when I say that, it's only when I realized that money mindset was the issue that I was like, oh my gosh, that's why I keep jumping from business to business. So like you guys, or maybe like you guys, I was in debt because I kept paying for training programs, I kept paying for this, paying for that, trying to make my businesses work, not knowing that it's ranking up. I'm not making money from it. I was like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to pay this off now? kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's how I fell into financial coaching. So I literally was researching ways to pay off debt. I was researching ways how to basically separate my accounts to not spend because I'm a spender. I was just trying to figure out ways to manage my finances. So whatever you've probably going through now, whatever you've been through, I've probably been through it as well. So literally, I've made some silly mistakes with money, and that's why I think I can help you guys with your finances. Well, I know I can because I've been through it and I've been able to come out the other side. So that is literally why I became a financial coach.
And not only did you come out on the other side, like you said, the fact that, and I, guys, you know me, I really hone in, I should say, into discipline. Like you mentioned, understanding when you were in that hospital bed, all odds was against you. And here someone's telling, that's the time that you're trying to heal. Because I don't know if you guys ever been hospitalized, but I had quite an experience this year. I underwent 5 different surgeries within the last 12 months unexpectedly. The last surgery was just a week ago. So I'm still technically in the healing process. But that being said, when you're in a hospital and you're hospitalized, the only thing that you're supposed to be doing is fixing your mind on how to heal, how to get better. And you already have enough interruptions with the doctors coming in every 1 hour, then the nurses doing your blood pressure,
your pressure.
so you already are disturbed, right? So the fact that you were still able like literally. How did you just figure out discipline? I teach that, especially when it's investing, you have to have discipline and control your emotions. But how did you really like gravitate to find somewhere to where you could do it with all those distractions?
I was literally thinking about the end goal. And I'm that sort of person, when you tell me I can't do something, believe me, I'm going to do it twice over. Don't tell. The whole time I was thinking about, how dare she like try and kick me out? Like, who does she think she is? Like, literally the whole time, that's what I was thinking. I was like, do you know what? I'm leaving with first class. I'm not getting like I'm getting a high grade to prove her wrong, literally. So I guess in a way, it was kind of like, don't tell me what I can and can't do, which is something that I live by. Like, I hate when people tell me you can't do this. Like, who are you to tell me? Do you know what I mean? Are you God? No. So how can you tell me what I can and can't do? So that is one thing. And then also just the discipline, knowing, okay, they're going to come give me my medicine at like 7 a.m. Cool. So I need to be awake at 7 a.m. So from 7 till like lunchtime, I'll be like, okay, I can do this book. And then from the next thing, I'll do this module and stuff. So it kind of distracted me as well. So I wasn't thinking too much, because when you're in hospital, it's really not fun. Like, what do you do kind of thing? You can't really do much. And I was there for maybe 2 weeks. So, that was 2 weeks in and out. So I think I actually went for 1 week, came out, then went back again because I was that bad, literally. And then during that time, I was like, do you know what? Let me just, it's a good way to distract myself. Like, I'm bored anyway. I can't just be sitting here, because when you just literally sit there and do nothing, it's just like, okay, you just start overthinking, thinking about the worst. I'm like, yeah, I guess it's a way to distract myself as well. So that's why I became so disciplined with it.
I love it. And so you achieve your goal. And then afterwards, I like how you had a realistic goal of 5 years. For me, I kind of segued it from, I utilize, I guess I should say, my corporateness to go from stage to stage to stage. Because one way, guys, that you can increase your income to pay off things is by anytime you're offered training at your job, take it, get all the training. And I suggest, if you're not into IT and you're thinking about it, get into IT. It starts off usually at 68,000 and it goes all the way up to 134,000 just for the certificate. If you're in a position, you can take online classes, but it's a way for you to just kind of hop to something that's a little bit more guaranteed while you're working on your business, and you're kind of going to literally, like you said, kind of hop niche to niche until you really find what resonates with you. Exactly. So I'm hinting, get a high paying job. If you don't have one, research what does it take to get a high paying job. Get those certificates, not a degree, so it's not expensive and more debt, but just those certificates to get you to the next level. So when you did that, you set a time frame. Hey, I'm out in 5 years. So you said, I know the income that is going to be coming in, within this 5 years, and I know what I need to be doing to get my business going. And that's so realistic. It's so important to see. You looked at your own needs to make sure that it was a realistic goal that you could set and achieve.
Mhm.
And now here you are able to help other entrepreneurs really succeed in theirs by doing better planning and figuring out how to get that right mindset. So you
Exactly.
mentioned you had that the end goal, that the end game was always at the forefront in your mind. Now that you passed that and you have so much knowledge and the experience to help someone that may have some of the little tiny stumbling blocks that may come and go, um, what would be the first step you would suggest for them to kind of course, they need to probably have a program and work, guys. You can still Google is a powerful tool. I always say that, but she's offering her services. But what's the first step that you would think or kind of like want to mention that they should take, and what's the process?
Okay. I would say definitely the first step is to become aware. And I say that because not a lot of people know what's going on with their finances. They just, hide. They don't want to see their accounts. They're just like hiding away from it kind of thing. Like you don't want to open it. You're like, oh, damn, like how much is on my credit card? You don't know. You're just hiding that away.
Oh, I don't want to see.
Yeah, literally. And that is where the issue is, because until you become aware of what's going on, you can't fix it. You need to know what's going on. And obviously that is a very scary process for a lot of people. And that's where the mindset comes in. But it depends on whether you're in debt, or if you just don't know where your money is going, then the first step is to find out where it's going. So you could have like 10,000 subscriptions, or if not, you can actually just pay, or not even pay. I think there's a lot of free apps that actually just you put your account details in. Like for instance, I think Mint in the US you have, and we have Emma in the UK. So you can see what subscriptions you have, you can see what's going on. And that can be a way, in case you don't want to physically go through it yourself, you can be like, oh damn, like I've had this subscription for like 3 years, why is it still there, kind of thing.
Exactly.
So that could be a way that you find out. And once you become aware of what's going on, then that's how you know what to do, how to fix it. And I actually do something called a money day, and that is basically every Saturday I kind of review what went on the previous week, and I see what did I spend my money on, basically, because I know for me food was the problem.
That's still my problem.
Food is at home, but I'll still go to restaurants, order food in. So yeah, that's when I started to realize, okay, damn, why do I keep spending so much money on food? And then you can tweak it and see what's going right and what's going wrong. And for me, I implemented something called a spend account. So my spend account is literally just spend everything in it, because I like the feeling of spending everything. So I was like, you know what, let me actually make a spend account, which was very useful for me. So I just transfer whatever I get paid, I just transfer an amount to my spend account, and I know that that is an amount I can just spend completely. I don't need to worry about, oh, I don't have the money, blah, 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 because I know that I've budgeted for it basically through my actual account. So I would definitely recommend everybody starts a spend account, because that is probably the easiest thing you can do. Obviously a free account, whatever, just set one up, and then every month transfer like a fixed amount. And that's also good, because usually like your day-to-day spending, such as your groceries or your, let's say for instance, your takeaways or like the random expenses, they kind of rack up and you don't really know what's happening because they're all random. But if you know that's coming from your spend account, you know how much you're spending every single month, and you're going to be like, oh damn, like I've gone over my budget, because you know you only have like say $500 in that account. You can't go over that because that's the amount you transferred. So that's what I would say would be the first step, is to get aware, and then the second step to create a spend account.
I love it. I love it. And that's so true. And guys, I kind of learned the hard way. So we have a mix, of course, people that are listening. Some of you guys are entrepreneurs, inspiring entrepreneurs, or you're just fine where you at. So everything we're saying relates anyway, because if you cannot take care of your personal finances, there's no way you're going to be able to take care of a business finance. Exactly. So this is the same way you should run your household, the same way you should run just your bills in general. So all money mindset is just not for entrepreneurs. I want to make sure that's clear. Is still, if you're having trouble and you need some debt to pay off, this is the podcast to listen to. In addition to that, I can testify that I made so many mistakes when I first entered entrepreneurship. And why do you want to enter entrepreneurship? Because really, and you can keep me honest when it comes to the UK, but I can definitely say for the United States of America, the tax code was written for ownership. It was written for ones that were doing entrepreneurship at that time. So you're missing out on so many tax benefits. You're missing out on so much money that you could be keeping in your bank and making yourself grow in so many different areas if you're not thinking that way. So I'm just want to put that out there, no pressure or anything, but if you are an entrepreneur and trying to inspire, guess what? You're going to get a lot of tax benefits and your income will definitely increase. It's another avenue to draw in more money so that you can have a higher capital to pay off those things and live the lifestyle that you probably will want. So that being said, I made a lot of mistakes. And so a quick fix that you don't want to do, but if you are in a situation that I'm speaking of right now, when I first started my business in like 2017, I came back again 2 years later in 2019. But between that time, I had so many expenses. I mean, I was ordering stuff that I didn't even know if I needed it, but because the entrepreneur told me they needed, I had the, what is it called? The
Literally. Object
shiny
syndrome.
object syndrome. I had
Yeah.
that so bad. So I was buying everything. I mean, everything. And I wasn't utilizing it. So before I knew it, my overhead, the amount that cost me to run the business was way out of control. And I was really bringing nothing in. So to fix the problem, the entrepreneur mistake that I made was that I just went to my bank, which if you're an entrepreneur, let me get my hand out so you guys can see me. Smack your hand. I'm smacking my hand if you do not have a business account. Get legitimate, get your LLC or whatever entity you want to classify your business, get a business account. So I had a business account at the time, and because things were just coming in so shaky, I actually just asked them to change the credit card number. So that's a quick way. You have no idea what you're spending. It's out of control. You're trying to reset now and listen to exactly what Jessica is telling you to do to make that spending account. Start over fresh. Go to your bank, get a new credit card, get a new account number. Some, depending on how you set those accounts up, they may still be able to basically bill you, but you're going to know it now. Now you're aware. Most of them will stop because they don't have access. The other ones you're going to see when they come in, and then you can proactively call them and say, hey, I just saw a charge that came up. I do not or I no longer need your services. Please refund me my amount. And you can keep track that way. That's a kind of like a shortcut, but it's bad. So I just want to put that out there in case you ever get into a situation that I made the mistake for. But you want to definitely listen to what Jessica is saying. Truebill, Mint, all those different apps can totally help. So that's such good advice, Jessica.
Yeah, absolutely. No. Yeah, it's only because I've been through that as well. I was like, why do I have all these subscriptions? Like, what is going on? And I was like, yeah, cancel, cancel, cancel. And also another thing I would say is like, if you have loads of bills coming out of your account, maybe try and change the date, because I changed my date of my bills to be within 1 week, because I don't want to be thinking about bills like for the whole month. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be thinking, oh, do I have enough money in my account? Blah, blah, blah. No, just take it out either on the same day so I know it's gone.
Exactly.
I don't need to wait for it until the next month, or just take it out within the same week so I know, okay, this is my bills week. Everything's coming out of my account on this week, so I don't need to worry about it the rest of the month. So that's another great thing you can do.
I love it. I love it. And so now that they know how they can kind of get started and separating their mind and understanding what's coming in, set up that spending account to kind of cut some things off. After they get that undergo, we talked about money stories before. Everybody has a unique money story, your first experience with money, how you felt when you had money. Perhaps you didn't have a lot, so you have a scarcity attitude. So every time you get money, you don't realize it, but you're spending it way faster than you're getting it. So it could be that type of issue that we can help you with. Jessica has a plan that can get you that right mindset to get rid of that scarcity mindset, so you can start knowing what you have. No, I got a lot. And I just have to know how to maintain it and maintenance it to get it out of there. But when I say that, can you share with them maybe your first money or your money story? What made you really feel like, oh crap, I messed up, so that you could fix that money story, to rewrite your own money story to go in a positive way? Was there an incident with money that kind of got you over your head in debt?
Yeah, I guess it was that, and a mixture of like hearing things from childhood. So as I mentioned before, both my parents are Ghanaian, and they're kind of the complete opposite with money. So my mum is the saver, my dad is the spender. So my dad is an accountant, which is probably why I became one as well. That's a story for another day. And then my mum is someone that works with kids in schools, with the catering and stuff. So my mum's obviously on the lower income, my dad's on the higher income, and my mum will always be complaining, oh, you're spending too much and all of that. And then my dad is the one that will spend all the money. But then I would see when I was younger that my dad will come home later, and I'm like, okay, well, clearly if I want to make more money, I need to work longer hours, I need to work harder and stuff. But I was like, wait, is that actually true? So one day it actually hit me, like, for instance, like the job I have now is not that hard. Do you know what I mean? Whereas when I worked in retail a long time ago, I found that a lot harder than working as an accountant, because it was more demanding. I was like, but wait, I got paid way less then compared to where, like, how much I get paid now. So I was like, clearly that is not true. So then that's when I started diving a bit deeper into money mindset, and also all the failed businesses I previously had, because I was like, how comes like one of them being property, I keep seeing a lot of people successful, but I'm the one that's struggling. Like, I'm not that person to blame other people, be like, oh, this guru lied to me, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, because clearly if it's working for him, then I must be doing something wrong. And that's when I found out that I had so many limiting beliefs. Like, for instance, that I can't make money as a young Black woman. I was like, because who's going to buy from me? That's like literally one of the limiting beliefs I had. But I was like, wait, there's Oprah. Like, come on now. Like, let's be real. That's not even true, kind of thing. So I basically had to find ways to kind of like just counteract and just contradict what I believed was possible for me. And with that, that's when I actually started to see a change in my money and started to see a change in what I actually do. So I would say that with a money story, you've probably learned it from childhood, because it's usually between the ages of like 2 and 8/11, when your brain is like a sponge. So you're just absorbing literally everything from your surroundings. So you probably picked up a money story that's probably not even yours. Let's be honest, it's not yours. You picked it up from someone else. It could be a family member, it could be school, it could be a teacher, wherever you were around at that age, that's where you've picked up your money story. So now as an adult, it's up to you to question, okay, is this really true? Like, is it really true
Right.
that I need to work hard for money? Is it really true that, you know, I need to work long hours? Or is it true that Black people don't have money like to pay for my products and stuff? I'm like, no, not really. So once you've questioned it, then you can start to rewrite the story, which is the last step, is to start reframing what you believe was possible after you contradict it. And that is how you can literally change your money story. So literally the first step is to become aware, like, what happened when I was a child. Second step is literally to contradict, is it really true? And then the third step is just to rewrite what you think is possible and what you want in your future.
I really like that. And you hit on a really good point, because even though we're in two different countries, you're in the UK and I'm in the US, both countries are so diverse. And it's funny that I have that same belief too. You know, I'm African American woman. Where am I going to really go? You know, and I did literally have to start at the lowest position as a claim processor at the in the corporate world. But then I went all the way to management, you know, so it shows you that it's not, we think that sometime, and maybe sometime, guys, and I'm just putting out there, you could feed into things around you, like she said, to make up your money story. Maybe it's the media, maybe it's a social post or things of that nature, but no, the skies are limited. Who you surround yourself with that don't think like that, they're going to rub off on you eventually. And then you're going to see, wait a minute, that's just my limited belief. I can remove that. And it just goes to say, I have one of my really good friends, she's Caucasian, and she actually had the same belief that, you know, I'm in a diverse area, so nobody's going to buy from me. So it goes both ways. It goes all ways. We all have something that's limiting us to where we don't need to stay in the box. Guess what, guys? No, it's a billion people in this world. Over a billion, of course. So don't quote me on that, but Google and see the amount of population. But that being said, almost every land has the internet. There is someone out there that will resonate with what you are saying. They're going to be like, that is the message for me. That is the way I think. That is the way I want to rewrite my money story. Right? So there's room for everybody in this world. You just have to package yourself, package your beliefs, rewrite your story the way that you want it to be told, and just go for it. None of us has any limitations on us when you think about it. So I so appreciate that point you brought out.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's 100% true. Everyone can do anything literally possible in this world. It's just up to you. And the one thing that's going to stop you is your mindset. That is literally it. Like, you'd be surprised how things have just been falling into my lap once I started saying, okay, I'm a money coach. This is what I want to do. Like, once you say it out loud, it becomes real. And then do you know what's weird? People actually want to help you. Like, they want to help you reach your goal. Like, that's why I'm really a firm believer of telling people what you want to do, because you never know who you're speaking to. It's like, oh, I know a person that can help you with that. You literally never know. And then you start seeing like the pieces just falling together, and it's just amazing when it just happens. So literally anything you want to do is possible. You just need to get over the mindset hurdle was the hardest thing to get over, because literally the strategy is not that hard. Let's be honest. Anyone can be a millionaire. Let's be quite honest with you. It's just the mindset that's going to keep you stuck where you are. You're going to try and get back into old ways, which will make you not become the millionaire. But honestly, the strategy is there for you to become a millionaire. There's so many paths you can do it. Literally, when in the day and age, you can be an influencer, you can be a YouTuber. Do you know what I mean? You can do it.
Yeah.
It's just the mindset that's literally going to keep you stuck. So that is why I'm a firm believer. That's why within my programs, whatever I teach, I always have 3 pillars, which is debt reduction, maximize your income, and money mindset, because money mindset is key, literally.
And it's so key to where if you don't set the money mindset, like you said, to even get your goals going, in the long run, it impacts. Because, and I'll give you guys an example. I'm thinking back to when I first started trying to become a funded trader. So that's basically, I can ask the company, I'll prove to them first off by doing evaluation. After I pass evaluation of successfully maybe trading future contracts, they would then partner me up with a real company that will give me 250K, for an example, to basically trade on their behalf. And then you keep 80% of the earnings, and then they get 20. So what an awesome deal, right? But what I didn't know is that when I first started the process, I had this mindset that if I lost a trade, I had to keep going until I won again. And before I knew it, I was in further deficit when it came to investing and trading, because my mindset was greedy. I just need to keep going until I hit a certain number. And that's not right. So exactly what you're saying, if you start from square one, not only will it help you reach your goals, it's going to help you obtain your goals. So you guys can look at people that might not have a money mindset, and it shows, because they start getting a little bit successful, but then some kind of way, because it wasn't set in stone for a real mindset change or a shift, guess what happened? They end up sabotaging yourself, and then they just kind of go downhill from there. So you don't want to do that, and that's why it's important to set a good foundation when it comes to the right, healthy, proper mindset around money, so that you're utilizing it as a tool, you're utilizing it to gain the right stability for yourself and to really help others around you. And that's going to really empower you. And then not only are you being hospitality in a sense when it comes to money, but you're helping those other people. So the way that you laid out your program, that step one, is so vital. It's going to be with them for the whole entire duration, you might as well say.
Yeah, literally. And like, although I don't like the guy, Donald Trump is a great example of this, because he has lost so much money, but there's a reason why he was able to make millions back in such a short space of time, because he set his money mindset to millions. Literally. And that's what the issue is. When you set your, like, you want to up level, but you set your money mindset to basically the baseline, which is 0. So every month you're hitting that 0, whereas Donald Trump has set it to millions. So it doesn't matter, he can lose all his money again, he's going to make it back, because once you set your money mindset to a level that you know that, okay, this is my new level, even if you lose it, you're going to make it back. There's a reason why a lot of entrepreneurs lose all their money and make it back in such a short space of time. Whereas someone that can win the lottery has literally can spend it all and they can't make it back because they haven't got the mindset. That is it.
That's it. Yeah, that mindset is so key. And you also hit on a couple of other good points about your program. The fact that you actually provide, and I'm just summing it up, guys. This is what I just kind of picked out, some of the little gems that she was dropping. and I'm hinting to you too, look in your membership, get those gems, and then kind of see what she got to offer, right? So that you guys can start getting on the path to success. But that being said, you also hint kind of like really a roadmap in a sense, a step-by-step. Let me show you how to get out of debt, how to stay out of debt, how to fix your mind on the more level up items when it comes to money that you can really obtain, so it's realistic. So those are some really awesome steps to go through, because a lot of people, that's the biggest barrier, is trying to get rid of, especially credit card debt, because that's the type of debt that really make your credit score way down. Just so you guys know, that's like the heaviest part. So if you are over, for an example, 30% of your utilization, which means how much you use on your credit card, you have a $10,000 credit card limit, and you've already used 4,000, then you're over your 30% utilization. You should be 3,000 or below. When you do that, they don't like it. And so they will rate you harder for that debt that you have on a credit card because the interest is so much higher. And normally the thought process is when you can't pay the regular payment and the interest is compounding on top of it, they're going to keep you further and further in debt. So they're thinking you're not a good money management person. And that's why your credit score goes down. So she's giving you some options of how you can successfully make a roadmap in a sense to get out of debt. So can you tell me a little bit maybe of some of the things that you do to help ones that may, especially with credit card debt, to get a plan?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So with credit card debt, well, it depends on the strategy you want to use because there's different ways to get out of debt depending on the person. So a lot of people like the snowballing effect, which is to pay off the lowest ones and then accumulate it. So basically that means that if you have a credit card with 1K on it, another credit card with 2K, you'd pay off the 1K first. And then the money we're using to pay that off completely, you put it on the second credit card, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So then you paid that one off. So you start with the smallest first, get rid of it, then you start compounding. Or a lot of people try and do another technique, which is to pay off the ones that's the highest interest. It really just depends on the person. So the first step with debt payoff is firstly see how much it is, see how much interest is in every single card or whatever the debt is. It could be a mortgage, it could be whatever it is. And once you've seen how much it is, decide what method you want to use. Do you want to pay off the smallest first? Or do you want to pay off the one with the highest interest? Or do you want to pay off the highest one first? It's totally up to you, whatever one works for your personality, because there's not really a cookie cutter approach. And I think that's the issue that a lot of people, financial people, make with it's basically helping me with personal finances. They say, you need to do this, you need to do this. I'm like, no, you don't, because everyone is different. I might not like that technique, so I'm not going to stick to it. I want you to do something that you're going to stick to. So if whatever strategy that is for you, stick to it. And then once you've paid off whatever one it is, then just, that's not the end. That is not the end, because you're either going to feel one of two ways. You're either going to be scared and never ever put money on a credit card ever again, or you're just going to go back into your old ways. I would hope that you're somewhere in the middle. I would hope you're somewhere in the middle. And what I mean by that is you're not scared to not spend anymore. Like you're not scared to get into debt anymore, but you don't go back into your old ways. So what that means is then we then put a roadmap in place to say, basically, this is how much you can spend on your credit card each month. You will be paying it off every single month. So bear that in mind, kind of thing. So you can still spend on the credit card, but you're just going to have to pay it off every month, or pay off as much as you can, like a maximum, like only leave like a minimum amount on the card.
I love that. And I'm laughing over here, guys, because literally, you know how many times, and I'm just being 100% transparent, but I would, want to have goals. And me and one of my closest friends, we talk about this all the time. And typically what I do, I use a credit card, and right now I pay it off before the 30 days. So I do not even incur interest. That's how you utilize a credit card. I'm just going to leverage your money that you're giving me properly and then pay it off. Now, whenever there's something that is just irresistible to buy, I can totally do without it. But sometimes I don't. So I'm laughing at myself because I have those conversations with different friends. It's like, why did I put that right back on the credit card? And I know, I just paid it off to zero, but why am I torturing myself by buying more things? So it's so true. You're right. Either one or two ways you're going to go. Either you're going to keep the good money habits and, but you could be scared to death, or you're going to accidentally put it back on there and then become the same habit. So finding that nice balance, sometimes you need to be coached through that, guys.
Exactly.
And it's not just your friend.
Yeah, that's where the mindset comes in as well. That is literally where the mindset comes in.
But me just talking to a friend is not going to do it. So let's be clear on that, guys.
It can depend on the friend, I guess. It depends on the friend.
I have not found a friend like that. I need a coach, because my friends would talk me into, but wait a minute, Christina, did you see Dillard's had a really good sale? You missed that one. Pay that off so you can go.
And what I love is, life is too short. You need to treat yourself.
No, I treat myself with cash. I love it. So now that we have that underneath our wing, our money mindset, we figure out when it comes to debt, a really good strategy. And again, if you need assistance, guys, reaching out to the appropriate type of person, money mindset coach, and a strategist that can help you actually lay out that whole plan, because it's your personal roadmap, in a sense, to financial freedom, because these are just small steps that you're doing to gain that financial freedom. And we all know when you have a ton of debt, or even sometimes just a little, it just depends on, like you said, their personality, because you have a tendency to feel like you're enslaved to debt. So some people are good with it and can handle it as they slowly go through the road to gain that financial security, or I shouldn't say security, it's never secure, but freedom.
Yeah.
And then sometimes other people have a hard time. So you guys, I think I mentioned it before for some of the members, but for me, I started off coming out of college. Well, after college, I obtained 3 different master's degrees. Yes, my return on investment is really good because I have a guaranteed income from my 9 to 5, right? But I also have the ability to make entrepreneurship and actually coach things that are in my degree. So that's why you guys now know who I am and why you can rely on me on how to invest and how to trade, because I have something backing on my name, but I wouldn't have had it without obtaining those degrees. But in return, it's a lot of debt. So for me, I did in the past have 6 figures of student loan debt, and that could be overwhelming. That can actually cause somebody to be paralyzed and not make a move at all and think that everything is hopeless. I'll never pay this off. But my mindset was stuck on, no, let me learn how to do some more different type of diversify my trading. Oh, I can do future trading, put in maybe a 2 or 3 days worth and make an additional $3,000 a month to pay it off in a year. So these are the type of things that we're talking about, strategies. You might not be there now, but my mindset was already fixed on, I don't care about 6 figures. I can pay this off. I just got to have a strategy to do it. So that's what Jessica's telling us is once you understand where you are, you know your truth, your worth, and how much you have in expenses, how much you are making a month, how much you need to pay off successfully to have the type of lifestyle you want. Now it's time to map it out and make a plan. And you got all the help. I love having different perspectives. So Jessica's programs that she have offer that and so much more. And one thing I love about Jessica, if you guys cannot already tell, she's so easy to talk to. So easy to talk to. Your experiences make everything that you explain so relatable as well. And so do you offer one-on-one coaching for people? And if
Yeah, I
if
do.
so or
That's
not,
actually,
okay.
yeah, that's the only thing I offer, because a lot of people don't like being in groups when you talk about money. They don't like sharing with other people. So I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna work, because I tried that. I tried
That's a
that.
real good point.
I tried that last year, August. It's like, let me scale to a group. Yeah, it didn't work. It was a complete fail. But yeah, so I actually have a masterclass coming up on the 24th of Jan. So if you follow me on Instagram, it's literally just my name at Jessica Denarweh, Narweh. You'll find out more information on that, because I haven't actually set up on my website yet. But literally the masterclass is just going to be going through everything I talked about. So like my framework, which is the debt, the maximize your income, and the money mindset. So that's literally what I'm going to go through. So I can give you a roadmap. It's a free masterclass, by the way, a roadmap for paying off your debt. So if that's something you're interested in, please check out my Instagram. But my coaching is, I currently do a discovery session, which I call the money mastery session. So just a 75-minute one-off session, just to basically create the roadmap for you. So this is, we're going to look into your finances. So if you're scared about looking at your finances yourself, then this is going to be the session for you. So you can be with me. We'll go through your finances together, see what's going on, see if your money's meant to be going in the correct places. If not, then we'll tweak and make a plan for you, depending on what your goal is, whether that's to pay off debt, whether that's to maximize your income. It just really depends on what your goal is. And once we have that in place, it's your choice whether to work with me for 6 months for the actual accountability and implementing everything along the roadmap that we created together.
I like that you have that implementation, which is so vital. A lot of times people can take a one-on-one, and I've had, guys, let's be honest, I've had one-on-ones before too by so many phenomenal people, but sometimes, it was they sold, I'm going to teach you, and they did. But the implementation was not part of their program. So I learned the hard way, like, oh, I have to go somewhere extra to get the implementation. How do I implement this into my actually everyday life so I can see the benefits and the impact? So I love the fact that you already have that implemented and it's personalized. Because like you said, investing and trading is personal, paying off credit, personal, understanding your net worth once you figure out your expenses and how much you actually have, that's personal. So what an awesome thing that you're doing.
Oh yeah, no. My way I can help people, because that is really one of my goals, is just to help a lot of people build generational wealth. Like it's not every day, rely on people to, provide for you. Like, no, you can do it, especially women. So yeah.
I love it. And then too, guys, I'm going to also add all her information into the podcast. And if you're watching this via YouTube, I'll also make note of that too, so you can have easy way. Now, Jessica, let's just say someone's looking at this 6 months down the road. Is it possible to have replay of some of the older master classes that you may be doing in addition to?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it should be,
awesome.
because I'll be saving that somewhere. Don't know where that somewhere is yet, but it will be somewhere, probably my website.
And another thing, guys, I wanted to mention, as you know, there's an old saying, birds of a feather flock together. So I try to surround myself with ones that are like-minded, that actually are trying to also better themselves step by step. It's not large steps all the time, but we can always learn something from someone else. So that's why I want you to have a different perspective too. Not everyone that you're going to learn or meet will be able to resonate with you and be able to benefit you and just jump right out for you to have someone to work to. But the more perspectives that you have, is better. Maybe you are really good, like me and Christina, you just break down the trading and investing, but I might not do just what you need for how to get out of that credit card debt, exactly holding your hand to do so. So that's why I'm introducing you to a good friend, Jessica, because she can. And then you guys might meet her, and it might be something that maybe you need to, I'm trying to think of something, to buy a house. You're ready for that big finance, and that might not be her wheel of genius, right? Her wheelhouse, if you will. So this she, because we all are trying to build a community and network, will tell you who is a good real estate agent, who can give you everything you need to buy your first home and so on. So I'm just making sure you understand this is how this works. You want to continue to build and learn from each other. There's so many valuable points that we can do. And that being said, Jessica, you have anything else you can share and give some value to?
I think I've covered everything. Obviously my DMs are always open. If anyone needs anything,
Mm.
like, just literally feel free to drop me a message on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm not really on Facebook, but more on Instagram, but I still do reply to Facebook. But your best bet with me will be Instagram.
And can you tell me your website, even though I'm going to drop the link?
Yeah, of course. So it's Jessica Narwell. So Jessica and then NARWEH literally.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. So you heard when the intense masterclass is coming up. You heard about the one-on-one session that you can have, and how you can just get all the gems that we've been dropping, but basically customize it for you. So look inside the membership as well. If you're not a member, go ahead and sign up for my $97 a month membership, so you can have this and so much more, and just a connection away from Jessica as well. So guys, I will see you later. And Jessica, we so appreciate you coming out and speaking with us today. This was
Oh,
an
thank
awesome time.
you. Thank you. It's been amazing.
The amazing part was on our behalf. So thank you. And until next time, guys, I'll see you inside the membership or back here.